Hey, what's going on everyone? Brad here from Preeminent Practice. Do you ever wonder why some practitioners crush it with Facebook ads and get nonstop patient bookings, while other people tend to struggle and get nothing but a waste of time and money? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some of the reasons why and how to improve if you have a Facebook campaign that's not been working, as well as if your campaigns are working, how to improve them even better. Let's first start by looking at what a Facebook ad actually is. The purpose of a Facebook ad is to get a person to opt in to whatever service or product or thing you want them to do next. What do people generally do on Facebook? Well, they're scrolling. It's a social platform. It's a social network. People are on Instagram watching videos. They're on Facebook, joining groups, whatever it may be. We're not necessarily going on Facebook to buy something. I don't remember ever a time in my life when I went onto Facebook to say, hey, I'm looking to buy an oven, or hey, I'm looking to get massage therapy, or I'm looking to buy a car, or something along those lines. So what happens is people are going on there and we need to interrupt their day or their scroll or whatever they are doing in order to get them to look at our offer. Now, the advantage is that people are heavily inundated with using social media. They cannot stop it. There's massive amounts of addiction. We know this to be true. So the advantage is that you have a lot of people who are using these social networks all of the time. And Facebook and Instagram just happen to have a massive amount of people on them who are using the service all day, more so than any other platforms. The first thing that we need to do in a successful ad is understand that we need to interrupt the pattern and we got to get them to focus on the ad or the offer of what we are doing. So the first step is we need to get them to stop the scroll. Now, how we get them to stop the scroll, what I found to be most successful is a strategy I got from Nick Kuzmich, who's a Facebook ad pro, and he does a pattern interrupt with the image. He says about 80% of the success of the ad is the image. I found that to be true because as we're scrolling, we're looking to see the image or video, the creative, in order to get the person to stop scrolling and read the next stage of your ad, which would be like your primary text. Using different images and videos and creative is a critical, important step in order to get someone to stop the scroll. So step number one, stop the scroll. We got to get them to stop. If they don't stop, they're not going to read your text and they're not going to click over to the offer. Remember, the whole purpose of Facebook ad is to get the click, to get them to do whatever you want in the offer. If I can get the person to stop, again, I try to use different creatives. In my videos, if you go into a little bit more, I go in a little more depth about, positive, negative, medical, the different types of images that I use and videos I use. There's about 17 different ones that I like to test. If you want to learn more on that, you can join the Facebook group. There's a whole swipe file with examples and things that I found to be successful. Now, after they stop the scroll, the next step is they're going to read the text. Now, in the primary text, the top portion is what I call the headline or the opener. That portion is critically important because whatever they read next is going to either get them to read on or to keep scrolling, click off. I test different types of openers and headlines, and I like to focus on testing to see which ones are people going to respond to most. After that, I need to make sure that the offer is compelling enough that the person is going to take the next step, which is click. And then they either go to a lead form or a landing page or whatever the next step is. Those three steps need to be done in order. I need to get them to stop the scroll by using something that's compelling, creative, images, videos, to get them to stop. Once they stop, then they read the headline. Then they'll read the body copy. I find the body copy, creating compelling offers, really not that hard. I talk about selling the mechanism and the outcomes. That's solely what I focus on in my body copy. Again, in the Facebook group, I've got a bunch of different ad examples that you can swipe, and I explain the reasoning behind why I use them. But the headline and the body opener is one of the most important things that we want to do besides the image, because ultimately that's going to get the person to read on. What I find is not working as well, and you'll see all these agencies and coaching programs teach this. Hey, gym goers of X area, pinching in your shoulders hurt you too much? Those kind of things are what I refer to as call outs. There are certain ways to do them that work, but a lot of people are getting to be resistant to them. So I go into more details and I like to talk about what is the person actually experiencing and give people openers that are going to be a little more effective. For example, instead of saying, hey, are you suffering from shoulder pain or shoulder pain sufferers of Toronto? Are you looking for a solution? Instead of saying things that are like that, trying to get people who are in solution aware, I might write something like, struggling with daily low back pain can be exhausting. I used to suffer from back pain until I discovered these 3 steps. And those 3 steps could be your unique mechanism that we're selling in your service to shift the person to stop thinking about chiro, physio, acupuncture, whatever your service is, and getting them to be more solution aware to what the process is. So if you want to have better converting ads and on Facebook specifically, make sure that you're incorporating those 3 steps, understanding, number 1, your Facebook ads purpose is to get the click and get the person to go to whatever the next stage is. It's not to get the person to buy, it's to get them to go to the next stage. And the landing page, lead form, whatever it is, purpose is to get that conversion. We want to first get the person to stop scrolling by using different methods of creative. Once the person stops scrolling, they're going to read your headline. Again, we want to test different variations of these headline openers in order to get the person to go to the next step, which would be read your compelling copy and offer. And ideally, what we want to do is take our mechanism and put that in there so that way the person, if they've made it that far, is going to be invested in the process to go to the next step. That's how we have a lot of success with Facebook ads, and we get people who've been struggling for a long period of time, sometimes even years, turn around their campaigns so they can start generating new patients on autopilot from their Facebook ads and have campaigns that are actually working. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. You can click below to subscribe to find out more content, and let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. Thanks.